This week, a company beat Wall Street's expectations, and its stock still fell. Oil crossed $100 a barrel, while the world watched a shipping lane. Utility stocks, boring, unglamorous power companies, became an AI trade. A chip maker bought its way to the edge of the network. And in Washington, lawmakers started arguing about a switch that turns AI off. This is the English Brief, weekly edition. 5 stories from the week's business and tech news, and 23 brand new words from this channel, plus a stack from last week, taught exactly where they belong, inside real news. By the end, you won't just know these words, you'll know the week. First, one bonus phrase, not part of this week's 23, just the one I need to open with. 30 seconds to bring you up to speed.
Bring someone up to speed. To give someone the latest information so they know what's happening. From the news. 30 seconds to bring you up to speed on the week. One more. Can you bring the new manager up to speed before Friday?
Early in the week, the market was calm. Wall Street drifted. AI stocks held steadier after the previous week's losses. Then the earnings arrived, and the mood broke. Google reported second quarter revenue of $112.11 billion, beating Wall Street's expectations on the AI boom. That is a very good number. And within days, Google and Tesla shares plunged, stocks tumbled, and one Wire report put it plainly. Tech earnings sparked AI spending worries. By the end of the week, the Nasdaq was lagging on what Reuters called angst over AI spending, ahead of the next round of earnings reports. So what changed? Investors stopped reading the revenue line and started reading a different line item. One row in the budget, the one labeled AI infrastructure. Revenue was up, but the cost of producing that revenue was up faster. And that is what creates margin pressure. Your sales grow, your profit per sale shrinks. Last week you learned that good news can already be priced in. This week the market added a second lesson. Good news can be outspent. How big is the spending? Nobody knows exactly, and that is the point. One widely shared column this week built its case on Jensen Huang's $4 trillion projection for AI infrastructure and asked what it could do to NVIDIA's market value. $4 trillion is not an audited number. It's a ballpark figure, a rough estimate, close enough to argue about. And when the ballpark figure is that large, every investor starts asking the same 3 questions. Will companies scale back? Reduce the size of the plan? Will they hold off on the next data center? Delay it? Wait? Or will they just pencil in another year of record spending? Write it down tentatively, subject to change. You could see all 3 instincts in 1 week. Netflix revealed the price of its AI deal with Ben Affleck, and the trade press called the figure staggering. A reminder that in entertainment, somebody still has to greenlight the project and sign for it. Meanwhile, analysts kept publishing buy and avoid lists for semiconductor stocks, and one institutional investor mapped 5 AI themes as a generational opportunity. Some people were in the weeds on quarterly costs, others were still buying the decade. Here's the sentence to keep. The AI boom is no longer judged by what it earns. It's judged by what it costs.
Line item. A single entry on a budget or invoice listed on its own line. From the news. Investors started reading a different line item, AI infrastructure. One more, marketing is a separate line item, so don't take it out of the travel budget. Margin pressure. A squeeze on profit per sale when costs rise faster than revenue. From the news, costs rising faster than revenue is what creates margin pressure. One more, shipping fees doubled, so we're seeing real margin pressure this quarter. Ballpark figure. A rough estimate, approximately right, not exact. From the news. $4 trillion is a ballpark figure, not an audited number. One more. I can't quote you yet, but as a ballpark figure, about $3,000. Scale back. To reduce the size, cost, or ambition of something. From the news. Will companies scale back their AI spending plans? One more. We scaled back the launch event from 4 cities to 1. Hold off on. To delay doing something. To wait before acting. From the news. Will they hold off on the next data center? One more. Let's hold off on hiring until the budget is approved. Pencil in. To schedule or record something tentatively, expecting it may change. From the news. Or will they just pencil in another year of record spending? One more. Pencil me in for Thursday at 2, and I'll confirm tomorrow. Greenlight. To give official approval for a project to go ahead. From the news. Somebody will has to greenlight the project and sign for it. One more. Legal greenlit the campaign, so we can start filming.